May it please the court. Max Heisman knew he couldn't win a fair fight, and so he made sure that it wasn't one. On the morning of March 17, 2015, the air in the city of Truman, Midlands was thick with anticipation, filled with hope, and filled with faith. Faith in the promise of the American experiment. The promise that our voice, it matters. That our vote counts. And that day, the people of Truman came. The young and the old. The rich and the poor. The religious and the non-religious. They came side by side to realize this promise and to vote for the new mayor of Truman. Little did they know that some voices were to be silenced. That some votes counted more than others, and that ultimately their voice did not matter. Because Max Heisman, the incumbent mayor, knew he couldn't win a fair fight, and so he made sure that it wasn't. Members of the jury, today you will hear that over the past couple of years, things haven't been easy in Bellevue. There's been an increase in crime. There's been high cost of living. People are losing their jobs. But the challenger in this election, Ms. Elizabeth Ginger, represented hope for the people of Bellevue and the people of Truman. But make no mistake, members of the jury, this case is not about politics. This case is about justice. Today, the evidence will show that there was a concentrated effort to suppress the vote in District 12. Phone calls, flyers, text messages with misinformation about the voting process. If you don't have a college degree, you can't vote. If you've ever been arrested, you can't vote. If you don't own a home, you can't vote. Members of the jury, election fraud is a very serious claim, and that is something that we do not take lightly. We, the plaintiff, walked into this courtroom today with a burden. It is our duty to prove our case to you by what is called a preponderance of the evidence. That simply means that we must show that it is only, more likely than not, that Max Heisman committed election fraud. The law is very specific on this matter, so I'd like to break it down and to make it clear. Election fraud comes down to two things. Did Max Heisman intentionally depress the votes in District 12? And did that affect and change the outcome of this election? When Jackson Amari White, a resident of Bellevue, takes this stand today, listen as he tells you of the phone calls, the text messages that he received with misinformation. More importantly, listen as he tells you of the source of these phone calls. The same number every single time. Mr. Greg Garcia, our computer analyst, is going to take the stand today, and he's going to connect that number with Max Heisman. And this is no coincidence. Finally, Dr. Davis, a law professor, she's going to take the stand. She's going to give you the numbers. She's going to show just how this election was changed. Earlier, I spoke of a legal burden that we bear. But today, it's about much more than that. This is about the voices of the people of Bellevue. Max Heisman knew he couldn't win a fair fight, and so he counted on silencing those voices. You have an opportunity to tell the people of Bellevue that their voice, it matters. That their vote, it counts because it is their right. A right that was bought with blood, sweat, and tears. A right that was marched for and died for, which is why at the end of today's trial, my co-counsel, Ms. Shannon Chern, will come before you and she will ask you to find what the evidence will show and what the scales of justice demand. That you find Max Heisman liable for election fraud.